Everybody, and welcome back to Jaffa Cooks. And today I'll be showing you how to make homemade falafel. Excellent. You must have seen my video on how to make pita pockets. This is another complimentary idea that you can put together with some hummus, some salad, some homemade falafel, pita pockets. A great snack to have. Okay, so one of the things I do, and a lot of my viewers tend to realize that I make big batches, and one of the reasons is I have a big family. And the other reason is if I make them in big batches, then I tend to freeze them. So again, falafel is eaten quite widely in my household. So I'm going to make a large batch, and I'm going to cook half, and then I'm going to freeze the other half. So I've got 500 grams of chickpeas out of a packet, and I've soaked them for 24 hours with 2 tablespoons of bicarbonate of soda. Now, some people do use tinned chickpeas. I recommend not to, because it doesn't give you that crunch, that taste, and that texture that you're looking for when you're eating falafel. You'll be able to make it, but it may be a bit soggy and gooey, and it'll be more like a mushy flavor, like mashed potato, instead of having a crunchy, crispy taste and flavor when you're having it with your pita pocket and your hummus. So that's what we've done, and I've coated, I've basically drained them out. I've left them as they are, and I'm going to do 2 batches, 250 grams each. My herbs, spices are obviously for 500 grams, but I'll be using half a batch each. And then finally I'll mix them in, and then later on I'll show you what to do and how to fry them off. Before we start, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd love to hear back from you. Joshua, thank you very much for the comments over the mushroom sauce. I'd love to hear back from you again over the other ingredients that you've been using. So share with your family and friends. If you like my recipes, give me a thumbs up. And I do look forward to watching every one of you follow me on Instagram. Okay, so without too much talking going on here, let's get to it. Okay, 250 grams, and you can get all the ingredients within the description below. So I'm just going to basically show you the method. So I've got garlic and onions, and I'm going to pop them in there. And the rest of my ingredients, I'm going to use half of each. Chili powder, paprika, black pepper, cumin and coriander, cinnamon. You'll be thinking, cinnamon? Yeah, cinnamon. It actually infuses with great flavor, and it complements the rest of the ingredients as well. So there's some salt and some baking powder. Okay, I've also got 3 cloves, and I'm going to basically pestle and mortar them. And the herbs, dill and coriander, with some added parsley. Now, I've left the roots, or shall we say the woody parts as well. They look like woody parts, but they shouldn't be woody parts. If they're woody, which they're not, don't use them. Okay, so that's it really. I'm just going to now pop the lid on. Now, whilst you're grinding this down, and if some of your ingredients aren't mixing, by all means, just stop it for a minute, push some of the herbs down, just mix it up a bit. And this is quite common because sometimes we tend to overuse our machines. These are not commercial machines, these are made for household, so sometimes we have to give them a bit of a helping hand. Okay, so my mixture is ready. I'm going to now take the mixture out. Be very careful of the blade. And the last bit of this recipe is basically, before you fry it, is allowing us to now mix in the sesame seeds and then giving it time to rest and infuse. And the whole purpose of this is the amount of herbs and spices and ingredients that have gone in here. They do need time to rest, and that rest is basically where they'll infuse together, and that will give the real flavor, taste, texture once we start frying the falafel off. that's my falafel mix. And again, I'm just going to mix in my sesame seeds. And the consistency of this is really like, I don't know how to put it really. It's nice and soft. It's wet. It's not gooey, but I'll show you. It does hold itself. So if you just give me a minute, once I've folded this all in, I'll show you. So if I take a sample of it, just put it in my hand and just squeeze it, it does hold itself. And there's a little bit of moisture back in my hand as well. And once we let this sit in the fridge, it'll actually solidify a bit more and the moisture will start evenly distributing itself. So later on, when we start putting them into molds, before we fry them out, it'll be slightly more thicker. So my mixture's done. I'm going to allow it to sit in the fridge for about 45 minutes to an hour, and I'll come back and see you a bit later on and show you how to mold it and then fry it off. See you later. Bye. Okay, welcome back. So my falafel mix has been in the fridge for about an hour. I've given it enough time to cool down. And what I'm going to do now is basically show you how to portion it before we fry it. Now I've got the oil on the hob, and it should reach around about 170, 180 degrees at frying temperature. So there's many ways that you could really just create these into small portions. You could do a ramekin, you could use a sample mold or a biscuit mold or something like that. But I think for what we need, basically, I think you could just literally use your hands. And I would just probably, if you want to use a spoon, a couple of spoons, and then just turn it into a round ball. Just keep flattening it. Once it's a round ball, then you slightly press down and press on the edges so it becomes more of a disc, around about this shape. So a spoon, a couple of teaspoons or a spoon should be great as a sample. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I'm going to do. What I'm suggesting, because I've made quite a big batch because we do eat quite a bit of falafel in our household. So I don't want to do this every week. So I'm going to make maybe another 10 or 15 extra, and the mixture's already ready. And then I'm going to cling wrap this and then put these medallions, I'm going to call them, vegetarian medallions, into the freezer. Wait for them to freeze up and then pop them in a Ziploc bag, and then whenever I need them, just take them out and then fry them. So there are advantages of making larger batches, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I'll see you back in about 10-15 minutes once I've created enough so I can show you how to fry them off as well. I'll see you back. Okay, so welcome back. My oil temperature has reached around about 180 degrees, and I've made a few falafel discs, and I'm just going to slowly pop them into the oil. Going to keep an eye on the temperature as well of the oil, because the mixture is quite cold and the oil temperature will drop. Just going to turn the temperature up just a slight degree or two. And these beauty medallions will start floating to the top, and you'll be able to see that they're mostly cooked when they're brown. Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick look at my falafel. Okay, so they're nice and brown. Now what I would advise is to just turn them over so they get an equal amount of heat. So my falafel look as if they're pretty much ready actually. Let me just turn that temperature down of the oil. Oh, look at that, absolute beauty. So I'm just going to drain off some of that oil. Just get some kitchen towel on a plate. And they should really, as you're lifting them, you should be able to hear the crispiness of the falafel. All I now need is some pita pockets, some hummus and some salad. And for that, you can actually go down to the description below and follow the recipes for my homemade pita pockets and hummus. Okay, so I'll see you back at the serving area and I'll show you how to serve these beautiful medallions. Hi everybody and welcome back. So my medallions, they look absolutely beautiful. And I've had to wait for them to cool down. I couldn't touch them, they were so hot. We're waiting to try one of these out now. Perfect. So I've got some homemade pita pockets actually. If you want to find out the recipe for these, go to the bottom of the description, you'll find the link. Homemade pita pockets, they actually come out like this. And I've cut mine, just warmed one up, cut one up, just to show you how it should look like. They actually open up like this. So to basically create my falafel sandwich, I'm going to just take some hummus, just some lettuce. Now you can put in anything you want. Cucumber, tomato, lettuce, peppers. Put some tomatoes in there. A few cucumbers. I'd love some red peppers, but I haven't got any red peppers today, so unfortunately you'll have to do without. A few pickles. Now these are beautiful, these are. And the pickles actually bring an additional dimension to the whole falafel sandwich. So, and you could do anything you want from here. You could really just break it up into large bits or even small bits and just place it in like that. And there you have it. Here's my falafel in a pita pocket with my homemade hummus. There's some additional falafel there. Enjoy, keep me informed, keep me updated. Tell me how it went. Give me a big thumbs up and I'll see you again. Have a great one.